Anybody there? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Oh, I'm actually live for the first time, and I'm not here to have fun. I'm not here because I'm a motivational speaker. I'm not here because I'm a historian or because I'm a politician or something. I am just a daughter of Southern Cameroon and who is standing up to say enough is enough. And I'm not going to go into so much talk. I just have two issues I want to address. First, I want to address my Southern Cameroonian brothers and sisters, and I want to address the French-speaking Cameroonians who are living in Southern Cameroon. First of all, I want to thank all those who started this struggle. Thank you to everyone who has been putting everything to make sure that this struggle goes to an end, because we are not just making noise, but we are fighting from the winning point. We are fighting with the Most High. We are fighting with God, and we are going to win. We are going to make it, and so we cannot give up right now. I want to thank the consortium leaders. I thank everybody, those who have been posting articles, writing articles, trying to educate the public, trying to make known what is going on, trying to create awareness of what is going on, because we cannot afford to be indifferent in a situation like this. We cannot afford to be indifferent as Africans. We cannot afford to be indifferent as Southern Cameroonians. We have to stand up. Most people tell me, don't involve in this, you're not going to go back home, they won't let you enter your country, you're going to get arrested. And I'm like, the fight is worth dying for. We have to wake up from this self-interest, from this selfishness, from this self-centered mind that we have as Africans. Most of the people who stood up against slave trade back then were not blacks. They were white, Americans. And so the fight was of no benefits to them. It was of no benefits to them. It had no interest to them. But because they saw a bigger picture, they fought for generations to come. And that is why today you and I can sit on the same bus with a white person, because somebody stood up and said enough is enough. Somebody stood up and realized that there is just one race, and that is the human race, and the person fought for it. It's so heartbreaking that today Africans are so self-centered. All you think is the noun. All you think is yourself. What will it do to me? What if I miss my school? What if my sister doesn't go to school this year? What if my daughter is unable to go to school this year? What about the future? What about the generation to come? What is going to happen to them? What is going on in Africa is totally unacceptable, and somebody has to rise up and say no to it. No to this dehumanization. No to this violation of human rights. I mean, if you don't stand for anything, stand for human rights. Stand for human beings. Stand for university students who are being beaten on the street, who are being dragged in mud. So, I'm not going to drag it too much. I'm not going to make it long. I said I was addressing my fellow Southern Cameroonians. What I want to say is that we are fighting for something. The first thing is we have to know what we are fighting for. Before now, I didn't know my history. I didn't know Cameroon history that well. But I've taken it upon myself to educate myself, understand the struggle. That is what I encourage everyone to do. Understand the struggle before you start making comments. Before you try to stand against or for it, you should understand what the people are fighting for. If you do not understand what the people are fighting for, don't make comments against or for. Educate yourself, because lack of knowledge is the reason why we are so backward. Educate yourself and know what you're fighting for. This video is not to talk about the Southern Cameroon problem. Maybe I'll make another video to brief on what is going on in Southern Cameroon. But this is to my brothers. Let's know the fight we are fighting. Let's not engage in the wrong battles. We are fighting for human rights to be respected. We are fighting for good governance. We are fighting for accountability. And so we have to know, we are fighting to restore our statehood. We are fighting for independence. So let's not engage in the wrong battles. Let's not engage in fighting our French brothers and sisters. This is the wrong battle. This is not our battle. Let's stay focused. What are we fighting for? Let's not engage in the wrong battles. You see, when David had to defeat Goliath, if he was not focused, he wouldn't have been able to defeat Goliath. Why? When he got to the field, to the battlefield, his elder brother tried distracting him. We have always been recognized as second-class or even third-class citizens in Cameroon. And so in this case, if I may refer to my French brothers and sisters as Goliath, as David's elder brother, they are distractors. Let's ignore all the comments, all the negative comments, all the insults that they put on us, because they are not the ones we are fighting. Don't engage in the wrong battle. If David wanted to get into an argument with his elder brother, he would not have gotten Goliath. But he ignored him because he knew what he was fighting for. He was fighting for something quite different. We are not fighting the French people. So let's ignore the comments, ignore whatever they are doing. We don't need their support. We don't need them to be with us before we win this battle. Just don't fight the people. Don't get to the wrong fight. And so the struggle has to continue. For it to continue, we have to be encouraged. We have to stay united. We have to ignore some of these people that call themselves the elites of Southern Cameroon. These people who have been there for years. They have been there for over 50 years and they couldn't do anything to us because they are so self-centered. They don't think about the generations to come. But we are different. We are people who are determined to fight, not just for ourselves. Even if we don't win anything in this struggle, it will make a difference for the generation that will come later. It will make a difference for our children in the future. We don't enjoy living abroad. We want to go back to a home that we can call our own. So let's ignore that. Let's ignore them. Let's ignore all the distractions on the way and stay together, stay united. We are boycotting 11th of February. Wherever you are, in Southern Cameroon, in Bamenda, in Boya, when you meet anybody, before you even say good morning, before you even say how are you, the first sentence that should come out of your mouth is boycott 11th of February. Boycott 11th of February. What are you celebrating on the 11th of February? What are you celebrating? Celebrating the day you enter slavery with Paul Biya and his regime? Celebrating the day you signed the certificate to poverty and misery? Boycott 11 February. The struggle continues. The ghost towns continue. Ghost town on Friday the 10th. Ghost town on Monday the 6th of February 2017. And ghost town on Saturday the 11th of February. Ghost towns. Boycott everything. Boycott everything. And to the French people living in Southern Cameroon, if you are a French person, from French part of Cameroon and you live in Bamenda, you live in Boya, you live in Limbe, you live in Moyoka, you live in Kumba. You are a student of the University of Boya. You are a student of the University of Bamenda. You are a student of ENS Bambili and SET Bambili. You have no choice than to obey the ghost towns. You have no choice than to obey the school boycott, the 11th February boycott. Stop this nonsense. Stop the nonsense. If I live in a different country and that country declares a ghost town, I cannot say that because I'm not part of that country, I'm going to go to the street. If you live there, you have no choice than to obey. And if you want to go to school, pack to Yaoundé 1. Go to Yaoundé 1 University. Go to SOA. Go to Nchang. If Yaoundé students declare a strike, Anglophone students in Yaoundé 1 will not go to school. So stop this nonsense of going to ENS Bambili and calling lecturers to come and teach French students. The English people don't want to go to school. The academic year is blank. What is the use of that certificate you get from Cameroon? What is the use of that certificate? What is the use of being a graduate and earning $50 per month? What is the use? What is the use of being a medical doctor in the 21st century and earning $400? In a country that the affordable apartment is about $150 per month. What is the use? So if you are if you're from French-speaking Cameroon, stop the nonsense. If everything that Paul Biya has done for the past 34 years is so pleasing to you, I beg you in the name of God, we are not fighting against you people. If you don't want to stand with us, you scream Cameroon is one and indivisible. Cameroon is one and indivisible. They have been killing. They have been shooting people on the street. So many people have lost their life. A little boy of about 11 years who was carrying water at the top in front of his own house, in front of his mother's house, was killed by a stray bullet from La République. You celebrate, you dance, you drink beer, you clap every day, you share pictures of how you're celebrating Cameroon, and you claim Cameroon is one and indivisible. We are not calling you to join the strike with us, but we are saying if you are in Bamenda, if you are in Limbe, if you are in Tiko, you're in Moyoka, wherever you are, you have no choice than to obey the ghost towns. Or you pack back to La République. Enough of this provocation. Enough of it. If you don't want to obey, if you don't want to be part of the struggle, stay indoors and shut up. Somebody has to stop what is going on. If you don't stand for anything, stand for the university students that were dragged in mud in the southwest in Boya University. Stand for the lawyers. Stand for the lawyers. Stand for the lawyers that are beaten by people who don't even know the law. People who call themselves forces of law but who do not know the law. Can somebody here tell me one thing that the Cameroon government has done to solve the unrest in Cameroon? A government who carries out open corruption, open bribery. The same organization you carried billions of francs CFAs to go and bribe. 2 hours after they reject the bribe, you arrest them and term them terrorists. Were you trying to bribe terrorists? And you sit quiet and go to ENS Bambili and call lecturers to come and teach you? You own everything in Cameroon, for crying out loud. If you cherish education so much, go back to Yaoundé 1. It's a country with no law, so you can apply in Yaoundé 1 anytime and enter. You don't have to go through the procedures. There are no laws anyway. Stop the nonsense. If you don't want to be part of the struggle, 11th February is boycotted. Nobody is celebrating 11th February in Cameroon. Nobody is celebrating 11th February in Southern Cameroon. So if you're a French person and you want to celebrate it, go to Yaoundé. Go to Yaoundé. Go to Douala. Go to Nchang. Go to Mariwa. Go and celebrate it there. Don't come and sabotage the struggle. And to all those shameless grandfathers that are supposed to look out for the future of their children, for the future of the generation to come. Those people who know the truth, who know deep within them that Paul Biya and his regime has done nothing but harm and misery, but tears. And they refuse to speak the truth. Every car that is leaving La République to Southern Cameroon with an evil intention will have a deadly accident and they will never recover from it. Every car that is running to Limbe, running to Boya, to hold those demonic meetings to destroy this struggle, accident will meet them. They will not come out of that accident alive. Nonsense. 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 Really, if my French brothers and sisters, if you are satisfied with living as a slave under Paul Biya's regime, do not stop us from getting our freedom. Do not stop us. We don't want to be slaves. We are not illiterate. We are educated. And we refuse to be brainwashed. We refuse to be brainwashed by Paul Biya and his government. So if you have been so brainwashed that you cannot even understand that you're a slave in your own country, do not stop us. Don't join the fight, but don't destroy the fight. Do not. Do not destroy the fight. Everybody who voices against this struggle gets arrested. Even the ex-Miss Beauty of Cameroon. Her crown was taken just because she spoke about the Anglophone problem. And you tell me about freedom of expression in Cameroon. If you don't stand for anything, stand for human rights. Stand for human rights. And I truly encourage all of us, before you make any comment on this video, I am begging you to educate yourself about this struggle. Don't make a fool of yourself. If you don't have enough knowledge about what is going on in Cameroon, if you don't have enough knowledge about your history, go and study it and get yourself educated before you comment. Enough is enough. What is this? What is this? People dying every day, people being arrested, nobody is accounted for it, nobody is accountable. We don't know where they are, people disappearing, a mass grave in Swa, because you're almighty Paul Biya, people can't breathe. You can arrest all of us, arrest everyone. You shut down electricity for no reasoning, you shut down internet. We do not even have electricity. We do not have electricity. Electricity that we cannot even iron clothes because of low voltage. You call that electricity? If you want to stay as a coward and being too scared to face the challenge, some of us are already on the ground. Some of us Southern Cameroonians who grew up there in Bamenda, we know the stink of misery. We know the poverty. We know the discrimination. I have been to Yaoundé 1 University. We know that discrimination on campus. And so some of us, it's better to die in this battle. Because even living back in Cameroon, it's not living. It's as good as dying. Stop it. Musonge is an old man, a grandfather. You have embezzled enough. You have destroyed us enough. You have sold everything from the southwest. And at this old age, you are a senator. You will not get retirement. What is your benefit in this struggle? The cars that are transporting these people, the cars that transport them to Southern Cameroon to go and sabotage this struggle, those cars will get involved in a deadly accident that they will not wake up from it. I'll be making more frequent videos to update us on what is happening. But I advise us to educate ourselves. And the French people living in Bamenda, Southwest and Northwest, do not destroy our struggle. If you want to die as slaves in our republic, go back and die there. Do not destroy the struggle. Boycotting 11th February and 20th May. Thank you, everyone. God bless.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. The people of West Cameroon have a duty to resist your oppression.